Hey everybody, Chris Lipper on the bus, small business owner coaching. And I had a meeting this morning and somebody's like, I don't get what you do. I don't totally get it. Very well, maybe other people don't get it. So I'm going to take a moment here to briefly explain it. I'm going to share screens and show you our preamble, which helps explain part of what we do here. And I'll go through each product. So we read the preamble at the beginning of each meeting and it explains kind of our format and what we do. So the crowning jewel, the highlight, are our monthly bus meetings. They're numbered meetings. We have bus 101, 102, and so on for different size entrepreneurs, where a startup can come to a meeting with other startups. It will be the same members at each meeting. You have to be vetted. If you know somebody on the bus, you can't join. This is where you get to say what's really going on and share stuff that you wouldn't share at a networking event, right? So if your neighbor's sitting there, it's not going to work for you to share honestly as to what's really going on with you and your business. And these are 4-hour facilitated meetings and come with private coaching. And in the private coaching, we meet with the members and go through what we call a bus pass, where we're tracking behavioral goals based on their vision, helping them get to where they're going. And then we hold them accountable at the monthly bus meeting, the numbered meeting, if that makes sense. On the first Friday of the month, we have lunch and learns. So some of our lunch and learn topics could have to do with your logo and what fonts you're using and what colors you're using. And we can get in the weeds a little bit on that kind of stuff, or it could be SEO or websites or marketing or HR stuff. It depends on who the presenter is. Generally, we like to highlight one of our members, but not exclusively. We also offer quarterly virtual trade shows. Love our virtual trade shows. They're so much fun. We've been hosting trade shows since 2014, where we teach our members how to get more out of trade shows. Used to be live, now virtual. We've done 11 virtual trade shows in the last 2 years, and they're a ton of fun. We keep breaking the metaverse by having too many people come all at once. We're working on it. Our next one is December 1st. And we also have events like social media, where we get together in a Zoom room and support each other on social media. So you might make a post and then get a bunch of likes from different areas, and it just helps with algorithms and things like that. Second Tuesday of the month, we have sales training using the On The Bus WorkBook. That's this book. So in the On The Bus WorkBook, we'll listen to the audible copy and have a group discussion. So it could be topics like networking versus not working, or what the meeting looks like when you get a referral. It's very different than the meeting where you're asking for a referral. And we'll role play and go through things like that using this book. On the third Tuesday of the month, we feature sales training or the new big book. So it'll be an either or. We can listen to a chapter of either book and have a group discussion. The fourth Tuesday of the month does feature the big book, where we'll listen to the audible chapter and then have a group discussion. What we have been doing is having the featured entrepreneur whose story we're listening to come and join us, so we can ask them questions and see where they've evolved to. And a ton of fun, fascinating, interesting growth for owners. That's what we're all about, is helping people become better owners. On Monday and Thursday, we have V.A.N.G, Virtual Area Networking Group. They're networking groups where it's okay to do a do-over, right? So we don't get hung up on, it has to be 45 seconds. We're not rigid like that. Our only rule is don't bore the crap out of us, right? If your introduction's boring, I'm gonna cut you off and say, stop, make this more interesting, or we're moving on to the next person. People do get to spotlight there, and they can practice spotlighting and grow and learn and evolve together. And then at the end, we do thank yous, testimonials, and announcements. It's an hour. We've been doing this since we were live, and now we're virtual for the last 3 years. And we have a core group Mondays and Thursdays, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern. The Monday group's more for the West Coast. The Thursday group's more for the East Coast, but those lines get blurred all the time. So you can come to any of our meetings once for free, except for the numbered bus meetings. For those, you got to be vetted and accepted as a member of the group, because people do share personal stuff there. I hope that helps explain what we do. It is a membership organization. Prices range depending on what size bus you want to be on. For this smaller companies, we charge less. And frankly, I'll do trade. I'm more interested in you and your growth and getting you there. And the larger buses those owners tend not to go to all the events, and they just like their monthly meeting and their one-to-one coaching. We are now licensing. We've opened On The Bus Seattle. We're having conversations in Hawaii, Boston, New York, New Jersey, Nevada, Texas. So On The Buses are going to start popping up in various places. So if you're an owner that feels a little stuck and maybe just needs a place where you can go and say, hey, what would you guys do in this situation? I don't know who you talk to. Your accountant, your spouse, your bartender, your golf buddies. And where else can you go and have these talks? We have that environment. And you throw in the networking, the sales training, the books, the trade shows, all of it. So that's what we have, is community for small business owners. So if you know an owner that maybe feels a little stuck, maybe would enjoy having a place to go, that's a great referral for me. If you know other coaches that don't want to write books and don't want to have to build trade show platforms or networking groups, or maybe they have a networking group and will like the other thing, that's a good introduction for me too. Well, I'm not looking to micromanage. We just want to hitch our wagons and work together and find a revenue split that can work and grow together. We're all about growth for our owners, our licensees, for all of us. I hope that helps. Chris Lipper, On The Bus Small Business Owner Coaching. Thanks.